Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to rock? Today, let's look at my favorite Cheap Trick vinyl. Your opinion may vary. That's why this is not a best of list. It's just my favorite. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to the end. There's a little bonus, and you want to see what my favorite. Okay, starting at number 7, we have One on One, produced by Roy Thomas Baker, who also produced many great bands, the Cars included. One thing I love about Cheap Trick is the packaging. So always cool concepts. One on One got this ranked number 7, and that's debatable. Ask me tomorrow, I may have it higher on the list. It's got many classic songs, and that's the thing about Cheap Trick I learned early on, is that they don't have many, if any, bad songs, especially on these classic albums. So when you see them live, you see that done as well. Great album here. I Want You, classic fast opener, classic Cheap Trick. One on One, title track, great song. If You Want My Love, there's a classic, genius, radio-friendly ballad that holds a test of time today and forever. Looking Out for Number 1, I love that song. Heavy rocker. So I'm just kind of gonna glaze over my favorites and skip a few songs along the way. Just know that they're all great. That's the thing I love about Cheap Trick, is they're all killer, no filler. Somebody might have bought this album knowing one song, and it does not disappoint. You can listen to the whole thing without having to skip anything, which I very rarely say. Side 2, She's Tight, one of Cheap Trick's best songs, period. I remember when the video dropped back in the day. Time Is Running, hard rocker. Saturday at Midnight, another great song. I'll See You at the Red Light. Your Love's Got a Hold on Me, another rocker. I Want Be a Man, now that's more synth. We're changing as a band, we're growing, embracing some new wave elements. Some people didn't like that. I sure did, I loved it. And then Four Letter Word, hard rocker that goes and swirls into a live performance at the end. Awesome concepts. Here we have John Brandt, very much looking like Tom Peterson, and also sounding like him as a bass player. So they didn't miss a beat, although we all love the classic lineup, of course. Here's Bunny as well, speaking of the classic lineup, Robin and Rick. Okay, so we got number 7 on that. I know, it's arguable, and that's what I love about Cheap Trick. Let's go on to number 6, All Shook Up. Okay, so I got this as a birthday gift when I was 12 years old from Jim Maloney. Thanks, Jim. I don't have that same album anymore because I wore it out. That's where I learned right away that all the songs are great. So I have this at number 6. It's near and dear to my heart. I love it. This is a special edition here. I bought it at the Electric Fetus in Minneapolis. What's so special about this, you ask? Let me show you. I have the press release that was given with this album from Epic Records. And of course, it is an Epic record in more ways than one. So pretty sweet press release. We can go over that some other time. It's very cool and very rare. I haven't seen many of those, if any. Okay, so there's sort of a Darth Vader, Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar thing happening here. Very much 80s, very much hard rocking. And let's talk about the music. We have a gold stamp promo on this one. Okay, let's talk about the music. Hate to have this at number 6. It could be arguably number 2, number 3. It's just so good. Okay, side 1, Stop This Game, Just Got Back. My Baby Loves to Rock. So right away, 3 songs, fast, hard rockers. Can't Stop It, But I'm Gonna Try. Love that. High Priest of Rhythmic Noise. Again, more synth. They have the Cheap Trick classic sound, but definitely changing it up as a band. Just a really fun album. And Who the King, another cool song. Okay, Hidden Gem, Go for the Throat. If there's a Cheap Trick song that has every song that they ever did mixed into one, Go for the Throat. And, you know, whoever talks about that song, but we should. Of course, someone also add that's a George Martin production. They always had Cheap Trick always had a Beatles influence, and you can certainly hear that with the George Martin production. Sir George does his thing. He delivers on this album. I have the white labeled Epic promo that came with the press kit. So rare, you don't see that one around much. Plays awesome. Just a stellar hard rocking album. Which brings us to number 5. Okay, number 5. Again, Cool concept. Classic 70s album cover. Robin and Tom on the front. Rick and Bun E on the back. Genius marketing, cool photography, concept, motif. I can go on and on about Cheap Trick. Okay, so the inner sleeve. How cool is that? How cool is that? Then you get your autograph without officially having an autograph, but the stamped autograph. Cool picture, lyrics. Let's talk about the music, shall we? Okay, so Surrender. Surrender, you gotta love that. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They quote Surrender because Cheap Trick is cool and has always been cool. On Top of the World, great song. Great song. Okay, so California Man, High Roller, Auf Wiedersehen, Taking Me Back. Heaven Tonight with the strings, with the emotion, heavy content. Who recalls the Foo Fighters with Taylor Hawkins, Late Night, Taylor fronting the band, singing Stiff Competition, looking like a young Robin Zander, dressed like him, and nailing it. Very talented, very talented. Cool choice of songs. Pay homage. How Are You? 50s feel, and I Want You to Want Me, part 2, part A and B. Okay, and let's talk more about Heaven Tonight. The first album to feature a 12-string bass. Tom Peterson acquires a 12-string bass, plays it, holds that low end down, makes us all want to become bass players. First album, first recording ever to feature that. The first of many, how influential. And other things about it. Tonight, Tonight, you'll hear that phrase. You hear it in several different songs. You're on top of the world. It's kind of an ongoing thing with Cheap Trick. Well, Billy Corgan, also Illinois native, grew up a fan of Cheap Trick, and Tonight, Tonight, Smashing Pumpkins song, dedicated to Cheap Trick, an homage, if you will, and done quite well. Impressive to say the least. Okay, and before we move on too far, I want to catch up on the years here real quick. Cheap Trick started in Rockford, Illinois in 1973. That's a long time ago. And to have Robin Zander singing the way he still does, we've seen him live 3 times, recently with Blondie. What frontman grows old as gracefully as he does? The entire band's still amazing, always great live. So, formed in 1973. That brings us to our next 1979 release, possibly the coolest album of all time. So I have it at number 3. That shows you how great Cheap Trick is. The Dream Police. Okay, The Dream Police. What a great concept. This is from the video, still in heavy rotation. You still see this. You see it on YouTube. You see it on Pluto. You see it when MTV had music, and maybe will again, if they know what's good for them. Okay, so this is just too cool for school, right? And packaging, one thing. Hey, everybody can take a cool picture, but can you make music like this? The Dream Police. Amazing. What a concept. Way of the World. I love that. The House is Rockin'. Heavy rockin' song. Gonna Raise Hell. Okay, Sam Kinison was a funny guy. He heard Gonna Raise Hell. It influenced him to scream the punchline, scream everything. Sam Kinison, influenced by Cheap Trick, became funnier because of Cheap Trick. I'll Be With You Tonight, Voices, Writing on the Wall, I Know What I Want. Tom sings that one. Tom steps up front. What talent is that for a bass player? Need Your Love. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Okay, so I can go on and on and on, and I love to because I love Cheap Trick. Let's show the inner sleeve to that one time. Again, what packaging? You have your badge, you have your lyrics. You have something suitable to hang on your wall, because most of us did. The Dream Police, how cool. Where does that put us? That puts us to number 2. Number 2. This is a perfect album. Cheap Trick. In color, and you could say, and in black and white. Okay, so this is right side up. That is upside down. But if you flip it, it works. I used to be one of these guys riding around, and this motorcycle here kind of reminds me a little bit of Purple Rain, Prince. A little bit, same color anyway. Okay, so look up in the dictionary, look up 1970s. This is what you should see, because this is the 70s. And this is everything that's cool about the 70s. So again, mopeds are cool too. I love mopeds. Had a lot of fun on some sweet big motorcycles, fast motorcycles, but also had some fun on some mopeds. This album is amazing. My daughter has it. I gave it to her. She loves Cheap Trick. She's in her 30s. Her boyfriend, her friends, they all love Cheap Trick because they're smart. They love vinyl. They know good music when they hear it. Okay, let's talk about the music. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, see, this is going to be upside down because I'm reading this right side up. Are you ready to rock? Big Eyes. I love to play Big Eyes on guitar. Play it for my shorty, Kristen. Oh, check it out. It's so, so good. I want you to want me now. This is the early piano version. You're all talk. Back to rockin'. Okay? Oh, Caroline, Clock Strikes 10, Southern Girls. Southern Girls, still hear that on the radio around here. Always makes my day. Always makes my day. Come On, Come On. So good to see you. What a good way to finish an album. So this is a perfect album. Inner sleeve, of course. Everybody wants that shirt, right? Don't we? I used to have one. Had to love that. Number 2, it breaks my heart because all of these should be number 1, but they can't all be number 1. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I pulled a cheap trick on you. I skipped number 4, and why did I do that? Because it's a live album. Hint, hint. So we're going to go back to that. We're going to go back to that. But first, I better show you number 1, because I promised I would. Okay, I'm a first album guy. Love first albums. A little more garagey. Even the packaging, still very cool, very cool. But a little more garagey. Starts off Hot Love, Speak Now, or Forever Hold Your Peace, He's a Whore. These are great hard rock and fast songs. A Hungry Band, Young Lads from Rockford, Taking the World by Storm. Mandocello, that's an instrument. I love to play that on bass. One of my favorite bass lines. I heard that. I said, I need to learn to play similar. The Ballad of TV Violence. I'm Not the Only Boy. That's a great song. Hard Rockin' Again, Hollerin' Again, That Gonna Raise Hell Feeling. Okay, so L.O. Kitties is on side 1. Those were all side A, and another cheap trick was side A and then side 1. Okay, side 1. L.O. Kitties, Daddy Should Have Stayed in High School. Taxman, not the Beatles Taxman, but a Beatles flavored Taxman. Okay, Cry Cry and Oh Candy. Daddy Should Have Stayed in High School, my theme song. I wore out that cassette in the Camaro, in the Plymouth. Just masterful and underrated song, but well loved because we know, us fans, not an annoying song in the first 7 albums. Unheard of, and I love it. Okay, so I never learned to count, did I? Number 4. This was number 4. I said I'd go back to it. Live album, live at Budokan. Maybe the best live album of all time. I love Foghat, Rush, some of their live stuff. I'm really picky about live albums. This one, they did it all perfectly. Huge in Japan. There's no doubt about that. Again, Big Eyes on here. Love that version. Has the huge, huge hit, I Want You to Want Me. Look Out. Need Your Love. Need Your Love on here. Just so emotional. And the lyrics, the music, the singing, the crowd. Ain't That a Shame? Classic. Okay. I Want You to Want Me. Surrender. Of course. I could go on and on. Good night now, ladies and gentlemen. And Clock Strikes 10. Okay, so genius live album, genius packaging, and then let's look at such packaging, and then we'll get these in order, and we'll make this right. Okay, so packaging, we gotta love that. Cheap Trick. Who does better? Who does better? Okay, there's Rick. Heart and soul of the band, but aren't they all? Very cool, very cool. Maybe even a slight Spinal Tap feel, not really, but slight. Hey, we're huge in Japan, in doubly, right? Right? Okay. Speaking of Japan, these are the lyrics in Japanese. So if you can read those, kudos to you. I'd like to learn how to do that. In English as well. Genius packaging, collectible, suitable for putting up on the wall. Okay, so we're going to show again. At number 1, self-titled. These are my opinions. I can argue for them all to be the best. Number 2, I love this album, In Color. Number 3, I love this album, Dream Police. How cool. If your 4th best album is Live at Budokan, you have a stellar career going. And that's an understatement. 5, some people have this number 1. I get excited. What a great album. All stellar songs, epic. Okay, number 6, All Shook Up. And One on One. Like I said, a lot of people have Heaven Tonight. A lot of people have Dream Please, Budokan, number 1. It's arguable. Stay tuned for one more surprise. Okay, here we have some Cheap Trick memorabilia, of course. Guitar picks that I acquired at one of the 3 shows I've seen with Cheap Trick. Acquired these in Rochester, Minnesota. I don't know how well that shows up. They are always great live. If you haven't seen them, I suggest doing so. Good night now, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks and have a great day. Instant karma sent to all subscribers. Make my day. And remember, be kind, rewind. Thanks again.